Hi everybody. Today was actually kind of a sad day. So today was the final day. I went back to the old house that I went inside. I'll still have to go back because I have garbage in the garage that can only be thrown out on certain days of the week when garbage is coming, and I promised I'd go and do that since I'm in Barhaven all the time anyway. But the landlord came over and to my new place, and I gave them back the keys to the place, and we were chatting and talking, and it was kind of sad to be that, you know, they are in a situation where they ended up having to sell their houses that they had bought for investment properties because the housing market has just gone nuts in Canada. The interest rates have gone from 2.5% in 2019 to 7.2% in 2023. In 4 years, they've tripled. Which means if you have a $2,000 mortgage and you are renewing today, you are now faced with a $3,500 mortgage. It's really nuts. And a lot of people in the next few years, when they bought at the high rates and at the low rates and everything, and had a 5-year term, well, that 5-year term comes due next year. And we're worried here in Canada that we're going to have a huge default on mortgages because people just can't afford it. Throw that in with how expensive food is right now. It's like, I noticed yesterday when I went to the grocery store, I used to buy chicken legs with the thigh attached, and I would get 5 of them in a package for around $4, $5. 5 chicken. Now I'm noticing that it's costing me $8 and $9 for the package, but guess what? The package now only has 3 chicken legs in it. So not only are you getting, 40% less food in the package, you're paying almost double for that package. And that, I'm a single guy, and I see how expensive things are. And I can only imagine people with 2 and 3 kids just trying to buy food and pay their rent nowadays can be a huge challenge. Everything's gone skyrocketing high. And like I said, my landlord came over. We had a really nice conversation, and we could see it in each other that it was kind of a sad day that, they're not my landlords anymore, and I'm not going to be their tenant, and because we get along really well, and they trusted me and I trusted them, and it was, we did things verbally. We didn't have to sign any contracts with each other other than the first initial contract. We just verbally agreed, and we knew each other, were trustworthy, and that's the way life really should be. It's not always that way these days, but I really do wish them all the success in the future. Again, it was really sad to know that they had to give up on their investments just because they couldn't afford. They literally couldn't afford. At one point, what I was paying them in rent, and they couldn't raise rent any more than a certain percentage every year, right? It's by law. You can only raise it so much. And during the pandemic, there was a law came out, you couldn't raise rent at all. 0%. But then the interest rates on their loan for their mortgage started climbing. And at one point, they were losing $800 a month compared to what I was paying them. That's not an investment. That's a way to go bankrupt. And I am really afraid going into 2024 here in Canada that we are just going to be demolished in people selling their homes when those people who bought at 2.5, 2.7, 3 interest rates go to renew their mortgage and it's 7.2 or higher because they just raised the mortgage rate prime last week to over 7 for the first time. They're saying that there might be 2 more raises in interest rates this year because people aren't struggling enough. I guess that's the logic behind it. So not only was it a sad day to say goodbye to my landlords, and also sad that my first house that I actually chose for myself in my life and planned everything because of the design of the house. Like, I bought all new furniture when I moved into that place, specifically designed for the rooms that were there, right? I had it all delivered. I moved from a 1-bedroom apartment into a house, 3-bedroom house. So I had my offices, I designed my office around it, I designed my recording studio around it. I knew I would have room for a gym. It was perfect. And I'm sad I had to leave it. Yes, I'm in a bigger house. It's a really beautiful house and everything. I still like my old house. I really do. I did not like the garage. Hated the garage. But other than that, I love the house. And I like my landlords. And that's 99% of the battle. When you like your landlords, you trust your landlords, and they trust you, and you're in a house you like, and it was affordable. Yeah, and I'm very sad for Canadians renewing their mortgage next year, because that's when the 5-year terms all come due, and they were last at 2.5, and now they're at 7.2, and I think a lot of people are just going to have the biggest shock of their lives.